Testimonial oath for presenters. Just be advised, anybody that's here presenting today, you are under oath before the Commissioners Court. Public comments, Mr. Garcia. We do have public comments. Just be advised, anybody that is doing a public comment, that you have 3 minutes for public comment. If you can just come to the front when I call your name, and make sure you speak into the mic so that everybody can hear you. The first public comment we have is Ms. Eloisa Torres.
Good morning. My name is Eloisa Torres, and I am a former high school coach and also an educator for 40 years. I have witnessed many basketball, volleyball, football, baseball, softball, and powerlifting athletes excel in their particular sports, all here in Carrizo Springs. Just imagine what a Dimmit County sports complex and park would do for our children of Dimmit County and surrounding areas. They would be able to start their skills at a much younger age and be better prepared for their sport once in high school. And people, this is the dream for them to excel in high school and even perform at the collegiate level. This year, I had the privilege of assisting with the Winter Garden Volleyball, in which we earned 7 medals in 10 tournaments, and this was the 13U. I say this is pretty awesome. Albert Ortiz, our director, made sure we were able to compete with the best, and most of our tournaments were in San Antonio, Seguin area. These girls that were in junior high were also on the undefeated 7th grade volleyball district team. They were the champions. And I feel like this all started because we were able to compete with other teams. In my opinion, this facility would be awesome for our students, for our athletes, and for even our surrounding communities. I want to thank you for allowing me to speak to you today, and yes, I am in favor of this complex. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We have Ms. Odulia Ortiz.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Odulia Ortiz, and I am staff of the Winter Garden Volleyball Academy. It started in 2018, and we have such great success. We even have some girls from high school that are playing in Saul Ross. They were trained from that. But I'm not here just to promote the Winter Garden. As you know, I have coached some of your kids. Way back, I started in '81. I was a Little League coach for 12 years, soccer, everything. I've been involved in sports for many, many years. And I support every single sport, from t-ball, from football. Everything that goes here, I support. And if you have any questions concerning our Winter Garden Academy, I'm here to answer, whatever you have. But I do support this complex because I know that it will bring great, great success to Carrizo Springs. We have already shown how good this academy is, how good basketball, the little dribblers, they go out there, they bring back rings and everything. We are here. All of us that are here to support this complex. And I thank you very much. If you have any questions concerning our academy, I'm more than grateful to answer that.
Thank you, Ms. Ortiz.
Thank you.
And I just want to advise any of the public comments. We appreciate you being here, but by law, we are not allowed to entertain any kind of discussion or questions. So we will take your information down and we can contact you at a later time. But during this time, the Commissioners Court is simply here to hear your comments or questions or concerns, and then we can get with you at a different time. Thank you. The next public comment we have is Mr. Mike Uriegas.
Morning.
Good morning.
I'm a former county commissioner, for the record. I support your great vision here. I support it. It's a nice, very good-looking project. I just looked at it a while ago for the first time. It's good for the community, good for our younger kids. I didn't see a soccer field on there. Just saying. I want to know how you plan to build it. Are you going to build it in stages? I guess that answer will come at 2.0 when we get to that. How are you going to do part of it first and then another part, you know, and how are you going to fund it separately or all together? Are there grants available that you can use? And you know, Judge, I was always a tightwad on the court. So my main concern is that you be smart about the funding, be cautious about how you do it. I would also recommend to you that we have a pretty hefty reserve fund. If there's any way you can use some of that for this project, I would highly recommend that. I don't know if that's possible or not. I think it is. And if you do get into the construction, I would also recommend you hire somebody to monitor that construction, because we've had problems in the past with big construction projects where we don't have somebody looking out for us, you know, at the construction. Something goes by the wayside, we have problems later. But I support you. I support your project. You know, I voted for the rodeo arena, voted for a gym in Big Wells, a gym in Ashton, skateboard park. We did a lot of things when I was on the court. Rebuilt the old Alanese baseball complex. So I like that kind of vision. But just be careful with the funding is my main concern. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We have Mr. Luis Briceño.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Luis Briceño. I don't have anything written down like everybody else did, but I am here in support of the sports complex, and on behalf of Dimmit County Youth Football League, I am running the league now along with Jesse Longoria and Philip Avila. One thing that I know last year, I came and asked for permission to get your guys' approval to use the arena, so we were able to raise funds. At the time, we still are having to pay to use the football field that the Wildcats use. So this sports complex would really help us as far as being able to use those funds that we wouldn't have to pay. So one thing that we want to do going forward is start a scholarship for the high school seniors that will be graduating on behalf of the Dimmit County Youth Football League, so that those funds could go towards that. I am for this. It would be, and I'm not only here for Dimmit County Football League, as a parent of youth, I do have a daughter that plays in Winter Garden. I do have another daughter that's playing softball. I just believe that this sports complex would really put Carrizo athletes, youth athletes, ahead. You really don't see anything like that in this area if we were able to get this sports complex done. So I see it as a plus. One thing that I did want to do as well, as coming in with the league is possibly start a tournament that we could bring different youth football teams into Carrizo, maybe a 2-day thing, and that would bring revenue as well to the town of Carrizo if we're able to use that sports complex. So I think all around it would really be helpful for the town of Carrizo, but especially for the youth of Carrizo. So yes, I'm for it, and I really hope that it does happen. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Briceño. We have Michael Salgado.
Good morning. I'm Michael Salgado. I am with the Carrizo Elite Softball Organization. I am here for approval of the new complex, sports complex. Being part of the Carrizo Elite Organization, we've watched these girls grow. Not only that, keeping up with the times, we've noticed that athletes, they're just getting better and better and better. It's no longer just rec area where we just run this once a year. These athletes are progressing at such a rate where I believe they have 14-year-old girls already pitching at college levels. Trying to keep our girls up to speed is our process, and we really push these kids not only on the field but off the field as well. Every kid on my 12U roster for softball is either all-A honor roll student or a AB honor roll student. We encourage their academics, we encourage their speaking, we encourage them to be better people, like I said, on and off the field. We're here to push mainly because it's been hard to, it's hard for us to travel as much, being that we're from a further town. These things come every day to San Antonio teams. We've played teams out of Medina Valley, everybody in local areas, and everybody's always asked, hey, do y'all ever have tournaments down south? We have ran tournaments here in the past. I think at one point we had brought, I think about 16 teams from all surrounding areas, Del Rio, Brackett, Crystal City, Catula, San Antonio, Laredo. We had a team from McAllen visit, and we believe all that brings revenue to the town. So proceeding with this, I mean, we feel like we could be a big help in not only keeping these girls up to speed as athletes, but also helping bring revenue to the town if we were able to get this field and start running tournaments and stuff like that. It would open up doors for a lot more. So that's all I've got.
Thank you, Mr. Salgado.
Thank you.
We have one more comment. Ariana Mendoza.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Hi. I'm here on behalf of the support of the complex. My name is Ariana Mendoza. I am an educator. I teach at the CSI, the intermediate physical education, and I am a former athlete from here in Carrizo. Like Mr. Salgado was saying, it's critical for the youth, you know, to travel into these complexes because, you know, we don't have that opportunity here in Carrizo. So I do believe that it would be a great opportunity for these kids, for these students, and not only for the youth. I was talking to somebody yesterday, a lady who likes to play tennis, and she said that it's very hard to talk to the school to go use the tennis courts over there because those are pretty much the only, you know, tennis courts we have. And so I was talking to her about this meeting and sharing how, you know, it's possible for not only, you know, the youth, of course, but for the community. And I believe that it'll bring us, you know, I'm sorry. It'll bring us, you know, great accomplishments. Again, like I said, I was a former athlete and we would travel to San Antonio. And of course, it's hard to do that, not only financially but time-wise. I know another teacher who has a son who travels for track, and he's young, and that's something that would be great to have here. But again, I'm here to support the complex and being an educator and seeing these kids grow. Like Mrs. Salgado was saying, these athletes, the elite softball team, man, I want to see them growing, and having this opportunity, I think that would definitely help them and be there for them as a community, because of course we want them to come back, right? I came back, and I want to be here for my community as much as possible, and I want these girls to see, my community is helping me, so I want to be there for my community. But I just wanted to come and speak.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to 1.6, approval of minutes of regular meeting May 22nd, 2023, and special meeting May 25th, 2023. I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. 2.1, approval of bonds. This is for Commissioner Uranda himself. We have one bond, and that is for the bond to cover official bond and oath for Commissioner Uranda. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 2.2, discussion and appropriate action, a request of use of the Dimmit County Fairgrounds to host the Small Town Toy Rally on October 28th, 2023. Is there a representative? You want to come forward?
Good morning.
Good morning.
With Small Town Toy Rally. Just here to see if we can get permission to use the grounds again for it's our 4th annual Small Town Toy Rally. Usually we request the Friday and Saturday because our goal is to have a 2-day event. Usually we don't have the funds to do a 2-day event, so we just host it on Saturday. But we're asking to see if we could have a 2-day, and we're hoping to bring in the funds to make it a 2-day event.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Discussion?
So do you
Um,
do the 27th and the 28th,
Yes.
or is this on the 28th, so we're going to meet you at the 27th?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you gonna have any motorcycles there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because the problem we had the last time,
Mhm.
they were doing the donuts around the concrete, and somebody went off, and I just want to make you aware that you do need a bond company or license,
License and bond, insurance.
insurance, okay?
Okay. Well, we were there last
No,
year.
but I don't think it was yours, but there was another one, and
Oh, I
and
got
they
you.
were drinking and everything else,
got
then
you.
they started wearing
All
the
right. Yeah, no, we're
motorcycles.
completely against that. We do have a burnout contest that we have, where we bring in our own metal skid that we put up, we chain up, and try to make it as safe and secure. One of the things that we are looking to change this year is to make it more, it is family friendly, but we wanted to focus having the biker stuff earlier in the day so that in the afternoon it's more towards the children, since it is Halloween and trick or treating, we bring in the kids in the afternoon. So our plan is to make the biker stuff early during the day so that we can leave the rest of the afternoon for family and kids. Again, the whole event is family friendly, of course.
When you said burnout, what do you mean burnout?
They park the bike on a stand
What you were saying about them doing the...
and just not in circles. It's in place, it's chained up, the bike doesn't move, it's stationary. They
Is there any
just,
danger of it flying off?
no, it's chained down, it's in a wheel chock, so the bike doesn't move. It won't go anywhere.
It's not done on the concrete.
No, sir, we bring in a metal pad that was donated by the Mendozas. They used to use it at the city park. We put it up against the pole, we chain the bike down, there's no markings on the concrete, we don't ruin the grass, we don't ruin the concrete, nothing gets damaged.
I'm going to entertain a motion to amend the approval for it to reflect toy rally on October the 27th and the 28th. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection?
Aye.
Did you say aye, Commissioner Uranda? You object or you abstain? You said aye? 4 ayes and 1 objection, Mr. Commissioner Juan Carmona.
I just hate those motorcycles going off, killing somebody.
I'm sorry?
Just the motorcycles, it's, I don't feel safe with them, even though they're chained sometimes.
Okay, have you attended one of our events?
Yes, sir, I have.
At the, when was it the park?
We've already passed the motion, so
Okay.
the motion has been approved.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Two 2.3, discussion and appropriate action, consideration and approval for CISD gifted and talented to use the arena for awards night on June 7, 2023.
Judge,
Yes, Commissioner.
I put it in the agenda, they wanted to use the arena for their award ceremony. They've been doing it for the past 2-3 years. So they wanted to see if we could waive the fee and pay the $50, which I told them we have to pay $50.
I'll entertain a motion.
So
Motion by Commissioner Noguera, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion? You're gonna pay the
yes,
the
ma'am.
fee? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. 2.4, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Constable Precinct 2, Mr. Andres Arambula.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners.
Morning.
Mr. Garcia.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Constable.
Thank you.
Discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Constable Precinct 3, Mr. Robert Valdez and Rudy Lopez for the month of May 2023.
Morning, Judge, Commissioner.
Morning.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Thank you, Constable.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
I did have another motion, but it wasn't placed on the agenda. It was actually going to be asking for 2 reserve deputies.
We'll have to put it on the next
Yes,
agenda,
ma'am.
Constable.
So another thing, I do have another motion on the 4.2. I don't know if we could entertain that right now, or
Well, whenever we bring those financials, because we'll have Mr. Petty, that will call you back up. Thank you. 2.6, monthly report from Constable Precinct 1, Mr. Alfred Castañeda.
Morning.
Morning. I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you, Constable. I'll entertain a motion to table 2.7. The court has been notified, the judge's office has been notified Mr. Galan is out due to medical. So I'll entertain a motion to table. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera. All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. 2.8, discussion and appropriate action, monthly report from Victory Ambulance for the month of May 2023.
Good morning, everyone. I have a report. So for the month of May, we had a total of 320 runs. We had 0 canceled calls, 63 emergency runs, 29 refusals, 54 transfers, 16 helipads, 19 discharges, 69 dialysis runs, 15 doctor's appointments, 45 wound cares, 8 MVAs, and 2 DOAs.
I'll entertain a motion. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Discussion.
Mr. Olivares, are all 911 units available? Are
Yes,
they
ma'am.
working?
They're all working, yes, ma'am.
Did we get any new one?
I'm still working on finding the parts that I need. It wasn't a new one, it was another one that we were getting fixed. Remember I told you that last time, we're still working on finding a couple of parts for it, so.
So we have 4 running?
4, yes, ma'am.
Have you guys applied for the FAST grant?
No, ma'am,
Not
not
yet?
yet. I don't know, we know where to
If
get
you
that.
get with my office, I can get you with our grants and planning.
Okay.
That grant's coming up here in June, July
Okay,
for additional funding.
yes, ma'am, thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Olivares.
Thank you all.
2.9, discussion and appropriate action, approval for Road and Bridge Precinct 2 to replace restroom at the Annex Building District Courtroom.
Judge, the restroom was damaged. It's the one that's sitting there for the prisoners wholesale. They use many abrasive chemicals on the restroom, and it was damaged, so we had to replace it. It voided the warranty due to the aggressive chemicals they were using on that. So we had to repair it because it was leaking water up to the hallway. Somebody could have slipped.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Carmona. Discussion.
Was this before your time or did you use the chemicals?
Yes, before. Now they've been instructed to use just water and salt.
On here it says approval to replace. It's already been replaced?
The judge had concerns.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. 210 is discussion appropriate action approval to allow Dimmit County Judge Martha Ponce to move forward with a financial plan and construction action of the Dimmit County Sports and Recreational Complex. Financial advisor Robert Tijerina and attorney Juan Aguilera.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners, and staff. For the record, Robert Tejirina with Tejirina, Galvan, and Lawrence. We are the county's financial advisor. Also with me this morning is Mr. Humberto Aguilera Escamiampanic, bond counsel for the county. Judge, as you stated, this is just a plan. We're not meeting today to consider approving a loan. We're not meeting to consider approving a tax rate. All it is just a plan to work with the judge and the staff, the Commissioners Court, to move forward and obtain a financing and come back at a later date to approve the loan then. Again, today it's just pretty much a plan of finance. And if you notice, I did have a handout for everyone, and it's the Tax Note Series 2023 Plan of Finance presentation. And we turn to page 2, project sources and uses. We have the bond proceeds will be used for the park improvements and equipment and payment of professional services related to the construction, design, and engineering financing of the projects. Below, we have the sources, the bond proceeds, par amount, $15,145,000, total sources of funds, and then we have uses, project fund deposit, estimated about $15 million, estimated total cost of issuance about $145. Again, both of them, the total sources and total uses match at $15,145,000. And Judge, we applaud your staff, yourself, and the Commissioners Court of considering grants and also cash on hand to try to dwindle down the cost of this project. But again, we're not approving the financing as final, just a plan of finance to move forward in obtaining funding for this project. If you notice on page 3, top right-hand corner, it says pre. On column B, you have property values, and this is again page 3. Current fiscal year on row 12, $8.2 billion. That was final and certified last July 2022. This coming here sometime next month, we're estimating the preliminary values came in April, and we're estimating about 8.6, close to 8.7 billion values for next fiscal year. Again, this is preliminary, won't be final until late July. And we're showing about a 6% increase from last fiscal year to this fiscal year. And we have on column D the total principal and interest payments on the county's debt. We have 2 COs and 1 maintenance tax notes. COs from 2021, and that's on column D, row 12, 13, and 14. CO from 22 last year, and also tax notes from 2022. INS tax rate on column J, row 12. Currently, the INS tax rate is about 13.7 cents. No financing occurs this summer. There's a drop going from 13.7 to 7 pennies, a drop of about 6.7 cents. If you turn to page 4, we're estimating the tax note financing on column E. The interest rate's about 5%. Again, that's estimated, preliminary. The delivery date on the financing is August the 24th. Par amount $15,145,000. Project fund deposit will be $50 million, and the principal and interest payments on column E, row 13 to 17, it'll be a 5-year financing. And what's really key, the Commissioners Court will continue the trend of showing no tax rate increase on this financing. And this is on column J, row 12 and 13. You notice the INS tax rate remains the same at 13.7 cents. Once again, no INS tax rate increase going into next fiscal year. If you turn to page 5, we have the timetable of events. Again, if this item is approved today, plan of finance, we will come back on a regular scheduled meeting July the 24th. And if for some reason at that meeting, if the property values are not final and certified the week before, we'll come back at a later date on August the 14th. And again, we'll be working with Mr. Bereda, make sure that the appraisal district has the final property certified values sometime around July the 20th. If you notice on the timetable on the calendar, July the 20th or 21st, it's Thursday or Friday. If the values aren't final and certified then, we'll just go ahead and table this item at your regular meeting on July the 24th. Come back a few weeks later on August the 14th at your regular scheduled meeting to consider the financing as final, whether it's July the 24th or August the 14th. And one of those two meetings is when the Commissioners Court is going to meet to consider the financing as final. When you consider it as final, if it's approved, you'll be adopting and approving the interest rate and the five-year payments or less. It could be 5 years or less as final. And if it's approved on July the 24th, the county will receive the funds on August the 24th. And if for some reason we can't meet until August the 14th, and if it is approved on August the 14th, you'll receive the funds more or less about September the 14th. And if you notice, if you go to page 6, the working group, we have Dimmit County Financial Advisor, Bond Counsel, Placement Agent, FHN Financial, and Purchaser and Paying Agent to be determined. That will be decided. We'll fill that in, the Purchaser and Paying Agent, either July the 24th or August the 14th. And again, just to reiterate, we're not approving to enter the financing today. It's just the plan to work with the judge and her staff. Come back on July the 24th or August the 14th to consider the financing as final. Then we're just going to work together to bring a financing at a later date. We're not adopting the tax rate today or approving to increase the tax rate. It's just a plan of finance to work together with the judge and her staff. Any questions from the Commissioner's Court or Mr. Aguilera? Anything else you want to add?
Yes, go ahead, Commissioner Carmona.
Mr.
Robert's fine, that's fine.
Robert, when you come back, bring one for 5 and one for 3 years. See how much saving there is. Just on the interest alone on 15, it'll be quite a bit. So maybe we can work with 3 instead of 5.
Yes, sir. And we will do that. And Mr. Pineda has already informed us that there's a possibility. With tax notes, we can go as long as 7 years or less.
Right.
But we can put in the term bid sheet a 5-year option and also a 3-year option.
Yeah,
and again, the goal with the Commissioner's Court is no INS tax rate increase.
Right. Yeah, because I know that in 15 million, what is it, 5% that they're charging? Right?
We're estimating about 5%.
Yeah,
right now, if we're in the market, it would be probably closer to 4%.
Still a little savings,
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It's 15, not 50, correct?
15.15 would be the financing, the total of about 15,145,000. If I did say 50, I apologize.
And again, just to clarify, you did say the tax rate increase would not go up. It
will remain the same, absolutely. The goal of the Commissioner's Court is to maintain, and this is on page 4, maintain the same INS tax rate that you currently have, the INS interest and sinking fund, not the total, but the INS at 13.72. The goal is to keep the same 13.72 for next fiscal year 2024.
I have a question, Mr. Tigiri.
Yes, sir.
Why do those grants come in and we borrow this money? Where does that grant money go to? And how will it affect our bond?
And that's a great question, Commissioner. It's if you obtain grant funding, those grant fundings can go towards the project if the project is going to be north of 15 million. So if it's going to cost more than 15 million, instead of borrow that extra amount, apply the grants towards the project.
So are you estimating it's going to cost more than that?
No, sir. I'm just saying you can. That's one option. The other option, depending on the grants, and I'm not the grant writing expert, but been in the business long enough to where sometimes the grants can be applied if you already obtained the financing applied towards the project.
I guess, but the money that the grant receives, if they receive any, my question is, what happens to the money that we borrow?
if the grant is awarded between the time frame when the loan is awarded, we can use that money to reimburse back the loan.
Yes, sir. Commissioner, the other thing is if you're awarded a grant before you approve the financing on either July the 24th or August the 14th, and I'm just going to throw a number out there, say $1 million grant, then instead of borrowing 15 million, we borrow 14. And if it comes afterwards, after you adopt it, as they stated, sometimes there are some grants that say you can't apply it towards the loan, but if that's an opportunity, we can pay down the loan. Because what we want to do is structure the financing, pay off a portion or all of it at any time without any penalty.
Any questions from Mr. Tejeda?
Ms. Queen, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
The 15 million that we're gonna borrow, that is going on to the sports complex,
Yes, ma'am. It's going towards that project.
and it'll cost, we don't know the estimate, more or less, it's 20 million for the sports complex.
I'm not too sure on the total cost.
They were able to lower it.
Yes,
16 million.
Mr. Calzada gave us a new estimate. And Mr. Calzada, if you can come forward, please. I know when I talked to him this morning, he did advise me it was brought down to that 16 million. However, again, ballpark. Just to answer Commissioner Rubalcaba's question.
I want to let the public know, for the past few years, we've been borrowing $10 million, $9 million, and at a 2-year period, we pay it back. We've been debt-free on every loan that we borrow. So I know we still owe maybe 2, but we try and pay it off in 2 years, that is awesome for us to be doing, to pay our loans off in 2 years. Or maybe a little bit more, but in 2 years, we pay them off. I think we borrow, since I've been here 9 years, and I think we borrow like 55 or 60 million, and we pay it off in every 2 years. So that is awesome for the Commissioners Court and for Mr. Pereira. They do an awesome job, and of course, you guys. So thank you so much.
I do want to mention, this is all estimates. It's just budgets. Currently, as I understand, Selena has the amount of grants is in about $3 million so far. She's also pursuing a lot of donations from enterprises here that you already got. Somebody's going to donate the batting cages. There's a grant that she's not even accounting for park equipment that is going to be donated to the county. So this is work in progress. The total amount is going to fluctuate because Selena and the county is looking for donations, people that are going to enterprises that are going to come in and I guess adopt the park, adopt the benches, adopt the, so that we can reduce the cost. So you may not end up needing 15 million. The goal is to make it as small as we can. So it may be 12. The goal is not to use the $15 million, to use a lot less. The final number, we don't have it yet because it's a work in progress. And right now, to keep moving forward, all we need is an approval to move forward so that we can go after more aggressively and reduce the amount. So the question is, if we end up using 12, they end up using 12. And then so that number will be adjusted.
Right. As long as we know before the meeting.
I have one more question.
Yes, sir, go ahead.
This is for Ms. Rodriguez. Ma'am,
Ms.
you're working
Rodriguez.
on these grants. I know you're hired through the grants, through the state.
Yes, sir.
Does this in any way or form, does it affect your job? Or we might get disqualified if you're doing grants other than the ones you're supposed to?
No, sir, it's
That's why I
not.
wanna make sure because.
No, sir, there's no specifications on specific grants that I need to apply for with my job title.
So what's her other grant writer do?
She's assisting also, but, grants for the county in general.
She's not here today because she had a doctor's appointment.
But as y'all know, she just started maybe a month ago, so she's trying to pick up from where the previous administration left off.
She's been employed for grants and planning for 3 weeks, Commissioner.
No, I understand.
And if
What is
sorry, go ahead.
her resource, she's gonna be doing some grants?
Yes, sir, she is.
You're all gonna be,
No, she's been assisting in the process in the 3 weeks that she's been employed as grants and planning coordinator. She's been assisting, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you guys have applied for a little over 3 million in grants for this particular project, correct?
Yes, that's what I was gonna state. I was gonna touch base with Mr. Grasada. As he stated, I have applied for 8 grants to help fund this project, a little over 3 million, and I do have commitment from Great Oil and Gas to fund the batting cages, which comes out to 45,000. And to address Mr. Uriegas, I know he had a concern about soccer fields. It will be included. It will be a football/soccer field if this project is approved.
my question was just if it affects the loan.
Oh, yes. No, sir.
I do have a question, because typically on grants, they want to make sure that you build it and close it and so on before you get the grant, and you don't get the grant. You get a commitment that they're going to give it to you. So you have to complete, they come and inspect, you turn it over, and then you get the money. So it's a timing thing.
And also, as Mr. Quesada said, I already got approved for a grant for the parks and structure, which this park playground that we plan on including in the sports complex is going to accommodate the special needs as well.
Any other discussions? Mr. Pereira?
I do want to mention a couple of things. One, we go out for the 15 million. If for some reason whatever gets approved and the money doesn't get used out of the COs, we can always give that back to the loan and reduce the amount. So that we can come back and restructure the payments. Second, we went out for 5 years right now because we don't know what the exact certified value is going to be. Once that's done, then we can come back and shoot for 3 or 4 years, or even, well, I doubt 2, but at least you can bring it down to 3. But we went out just for 5 to be safe in case of what the certified values come back at. Right now they're over, so I think we're in real good shape not to affect the tax rate and to and see going forward the next couple of years also.
If we pay it sooner, like Mr. Perez was saying, if you go for 5, no penalties in us paying it sooner, correct?
No, sir. What we'll do and work with your bond counsel, whether there's cash left over or to pay off the loan, we're going to structure it callable at any time without any penalty. And we can also do a defeasance. So say there's money left over, you apply that money to pay off a portion of the debt. Because bond proceeds, once the project's done, if there's any money left over, can only be used for the bond payments, not for the project fund.
Any other questions, discussion?
I do want to, can I explain the project? So just for the record, so you got 2 baseball fields, 1 softball field. You got the new in thing is pickleball. You got 2 pickleball courts. Pickleball is for older people like us that we cannot move. And that's taking over. So taking over currently in the United States. It was created in the United States. So it's an easier thing for us older people to work with. You got several parks. You got a water park, a water feature for the kids, just to a splash town kind of thing. You got some an area for playground for handicapped people, non-handicapped people. You got an outdoor basketball court. You got 2 tennis courts. You got the football field that can use for soccer as well as football. This is all with bleachers, covered bleachers. This is the intent here, and the budget is high because this is a first quality kind of building with 2 concession stands and tickets holders and so on. This is top of the line, all now I'm gonna call it low maintenance in terms of no water because it's all artificial turfs and so on. Similar, very similar to what was done in Eagle Pass, you know, that they just finished one similar to this. And then there's a building in here that is intended for 4 volleyball fields, volleyball courts that can turn around into 2 basketball courts. This is all indoor, air conditioned, wooden floor, top of the line, high quality construction. We are using the existing parking lot of the Rodi Arena. So we're sharing the parking lot with them. And then of course you got some additional for handicap and so on. So if you build it, they come. So the concept is not only to save people the traveling, but to initiate tournaments here in town so that you can generate income, tax revenues, hotels, restaurants, and so on. That if the first 2 items on the agenda was to use the Rodi Arena for certain else. So again, this is just a revenue and and generate revenue for the town and increase the taxes that you'll be getting as an income. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Commissioner? Commissioner Odena?
Judge, after reviewing this project and listening to how it would benefit our community, when it comes to projects for our community that benefit our elderly and our children, I'm a strong supporter of anything that's going to bring establishment to our future. I support this project, and my only concern and questioning at this time, but of course, like we just talked about, this is just the beginning of it. If we just analyze the financial, the construction, completion, and maintenance, and after that, the management part of it, I think anything's possible. Thank you all for all y'all's help.
Any other discussion? I'll entertain a motion to allow the Dimmit County Judge to move forward with the financial plan.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners. Have a
Thank
great
you.
week.
Thank you, Mr. Fahey. 2.11, discussion and appropriate action to purchase additional equipment, hoses, miscellaneous tools, and payment and install of radio flashlights, backup camera for sit-ins truck, and payment to install radio flashlights, backup camera for sit-ins truck.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
This is for the last Commissioner's Court that we had. We needed to redo the agenda item, I guess, to change that. We needed to go ahead and, I guess, purchase and then for the payment of whatever was left off on the other truck.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Odena, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Noguera, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, approval to install a speed bump on Egg Road, Precinct 1.
Judge, this road's basically a road off of Highway 83 right across the street from Metro facility. And we have some traffic that has been taking advantage of the road and speeding through the neighborhood. And I've had several constituents requesting speed bumps. These speed bumps are going to be basically constructed out of limestone since The road is limestone coated with some, so the expense will be very minor.
I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion?
Mr. Aranda,
Yes, ma'am.
let me know how those speed bumps work, because we're having a lot of issues in Carrizo Hill. We have the regular speed bumps, but they're not working, they're coming apart. So we're going to replace them every 6 months to a year because of the heavyweight trucks and all that that's going on there. But if this works, it'll be awesome to try them out.
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of speed bumps are they?
So the speed bumps were, like I said earlier, the road is limestone and it's capped with some wrap material. So we're gonna go in there and grind the width of the speed bump and insert limestone about 8 inches so that it doesn't slide off as traffic hits it. And then we'll develop the bump above the elevation and roll it, roll it and then cap it with material again.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, approval to trade in and purchase precinct 1 backhoe.
Judge, this backhoe is existing case backhoe that belongs to precinct 1, and it's in need of a lot of work, putting the numbers together with an estimate that we received from the repairs. It'd be more feasible to trade it in at this point that it still has
I entertain a motion
So
for
moved.
discussion.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Discussion.
Mr. B, the last time we had this, I think Commissioner Orgao or Commissioner Carmona asked about the road course, if it could be stationed there and just what was the outcome?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, for two reasons. One, the CO's already been paid off, so there's not an issue there. The second is between county. As long as it's in the county, that's not a problem.
The only concern was, the last time was that they weren't employees, correct? When we had the other backup when Mr. Uriela used to run it. We had to have a driver for that.
Oh, if it's our equipment and we're under insurance, it has to be our driver. Yes.
yeah, okay. Right now, everybody out there is employees.
The person driving is going to be an employee.
They're all employees.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. 2.14, discussion appropriate approval for travel for Carlos Ortiz to attend the Emergency Management Conference May 29th, June 2nd in Fort Worth, Texas. It should reflect a reimbursement, not approval. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Commissioner Aranda, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Carmona.
So it's gonna be the reimbursement instead of travel?
To reimburse her for meals, for meals. Correct, the motion is to reimburse her for the meals and travel to the Emergency Management Conference.
5 days, right?
5 days, correct. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. 2.15, discussion and appropriate action, approval for county auditor to attend the TAC Investment Academy June 12th through the 14th in Round Rock, Texas.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera,
Second.
second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. 3.1, discussion and appropriate action, approval for the criminal justice grant fiscal year 24 resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. This is just to approve the resolution, correct?
Yes, I had put this grant, I applied for this grant at the beginning of the year. It was supposed to be on the last commissioner's report, but it was forgotten.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Discussion of appropriate action, approval of Dimmit County Jail Medical Director Professional Service Agreement Contract Renewal. No, this is just for the renewal. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, this, it's not for your jail report this week.
No.
Mr. Pereira?
Yes. On the renewal, we had an issue last year with what he was claiming that he had to go to a trip. I don't know if that's back on there. Was he changed? And they had told him that we weren't, or we were going to renegotiate that. I don't know if you all still feel how you feel about that, but to our knowledge, we've never had anybody have to go to that trip because it was like $5,000 12 days or something like that.
I feel the same way I felt last year.
Okay.
I feel the same way I felt last year. I said, I voted no on it.
Okay, but that's why I meant before you all approve, is that still in there?
I believe it was changed with a new contract.
I'm gonna entertain a motion to table it to give me an opportunity to meet with our county attorney so we can review this.
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Second.
Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. I'm gonna get with Mr. Gonzalez and then we'll get back with you.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Yes,
Mr. P, it's still on it,
Okay.
I'll give,
on the last page.
is it exhibit? 'Cause I don't have it.
It's number 4.
Where it says the scope of work? Okay. I'll get with the county attorney and we'll review the contract and we'll put it back on the docket, or put it back on the agenda. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Judge,
Yes.
I have a question, but it has to do with the stop. And the only thing we have is Mr. Pereira, but I don't know if we can really have. And I had a question about some travel with some other entities or other departments we have.
What do you mean?
On their rooming, on scheduling their conferences. So I don't know if we need to.
You want to put it on the agenda item
Do
for
we need to put it in the agenda? Or?
Yes, to put it,
No, I'm just asking a question.
you can put it on the, wherever you want to meet with me and I'll talk to you. So we can discuss that and how to go forward on the agenda item. Four point one, discussion and appropriate action, budget adjustment within the fire department. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Noguera. Any discussion? Motion, all in favor, excuse me?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Discussion and appropriate action, budget adjustment within the Department of Constable Precinct 3. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Uranda. Any discussion?
What are you gonna buy?
It's It's a desktop computer. Our current computer is outdated. We're having a lot of trouble downloading videos. Our IT department has been constantly going over there trying to get videos to give to the DA's office, and they're having a hard time downloading these videos. They're saying our desktop is completely outdated, and we need to purchase a new computer.
Will 1,400 be enough? We just, I just bought one for my secretary for sanitation, and it was $2,100.
Is this for a
Well,
laptop?
I just got an
Oh
estimate.
yeah, it's because the sanitation one, she got a monitor as well.
Oh, okay.
He's not.
You're just getting them all.
So you're just getting the laptop or the screen? The screen?
The tower, yeah, the tower.
Yes. I based it off them. They gave me a quote.
Even you can own it. I think it's just best to get the whole setup new.
The whole monitor. Do you need a new monitor? Or is it worth?
It's pretty outdated. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, you can do the monitor as well. We're just worried about the tower.
I think said he's just worried about the power.
If it's a monitor with a camera, that would allow him to take Zoom training online. Because if he could do it Zoom, if he's gonna upgrade, it's not an additional expense.
Yeah, that's the same thing Mr. Pereira is gonna get as well.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, we'll discuss that in budget time. For our
Correct.
computers, we're gonna have to change them. I had to do a Zoom webinar, and our computers don't have cameras. I couldn't do it.
I'm using
I
my
had
cell
to do it
phone.
from home.
I'm using my cell phone to do
I
it.
use my
So
cell
you
phone
can,
because
so
I
there's like two options of doing it. You can just order a USB camera and put it on the thing, or you can get a monitor with
All
the
in
camera
favor?
like you wanted for like
Motion carries. Thank you.
about like
Constable.
180, 200.
4.3, discussion appropriate action, budget adjustment within the courthouse maintenance.
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Odena. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussion appropriate action, budget adjustment within the Department of the County Judge. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that all they're getting paid, or is
No.
that's just the end of the year?
Whatever
Is that-
finds them.
Okay.
That's what's left from it. Thank you for asking, Commissioner. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Any objection? Discussion and appropriate action, budget adjustment within the department for the golf course.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Noguera, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Discussion.
Judge, I
Yes,
had a
sir.
question for Commissioner Urenda. He says maintenance and repairs for the building, but they're not doing anything to the building. So I asked him, and he said it was for the sheds that they have over there. So there's a difference there. It's not part of the building, it's something totally different.
So does it need to reflect sheds instead of building?
We don't have an item, my response to Commissioner Carmona was that we don't have an item for just the sheds. So when we repair doors, roofs to the sheds,
Part of
it's considered
repairs.
part of the building because it's all part of the golf course. Unless Mr. Pereira has a different,
No, because it's on structures.
yeah. It's all just one structure in the,
But it's not connected to the building.
But it's any structure, any building within the law, because that's why it's
I
in the law.
understand, but the building's over here and all the sheds are way over there. It's not a building, they're, never mind.
Yeah, when we say buildings,
but
it's all,
well, it's because, and that's why we're adjusting because the last one we had, one of the existing buildings, storage buildings, the roof came off. So we had to allocate some money to repair the roof for the people that are renting it. And it came out of the line item, budget, maintenance of the brick building. What I can do, Commissioner, is I can put in a note for like for storage shed, that way?
Whenever we do the
I
budget,
can do that.
you can put that on your budget,
Okay, I can.
a line item for your sheds,
Sheds.
and then one line item for your maintenance and buildings. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection?
Aye.
One objection by Commissioner Juan Carmona. 4.6, discussion and appropriate action, budget adjustment within the Department of Sanitation.
So moved.
So move. I'm sorry. I was looking at it.
We thought you were going to say something, that's why. Motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. Claim docket 4.7. General fund is 456, $324,090. Demet County Airport is $1,807.30. Demet County Golf Course is $4,352.03. Courthouse security is $2,420.76. Utilities is $44,986.66. Stone Garden is $34,120.90. Demet County payroll is $351,899.15. COs for 2017 is $3,549.81. COs 2018 is $10,810. COs 2019 is $484. COs 2021, $429,000 for a grand total of $1,339,755.51.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona,
Second.
second by Commissioner Urenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. There's no executive session. I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn the regular meeting. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. The time is 11:17. Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. Garcia, ya te cambió el nombre. I'm going to call the meeting to order for the public facilities meeting. Roll commissioners and county judge are still present. I'll entertain a motion to approve the regular meeting of May 22nd, 2023. Motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona, is there a second? Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
2.1, discussion and appropriate action, new business. Commissioner Juan?
Just, we just got some more, work orders from Del Rio, we're addressing them. I also instructed our secretary to, call them, because apparently there's two companies, Dimmit County, and then there's another company that Abel Martinez works for. And, I wanna make sure what's ours or what's theirs. I've asked before, we never got a clarification on it, but
Two companies for what, for maintenance?
for the maintenance, yes, ma'am. I know that we take care of all the lighting and everything else. But I don't- And then I see April working on some air conditioning, and then we gotta go fix some other, so I wanna know exactly what pertains to Dimmit County.
Okay. .1 financial claim docket. I have it, Mr. Pereira. It's just taking me a while to get it. The public safety is $10,171.28.
So move.
Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Uranda, seconded. Any discussion?
Judge, some of these are for the bills and some is for the payroll, so that's why it's good amount.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? Motion carries. I entertain a motion to recess and adjourn. Yes, sir.
Could I have a public comment on this?
Sure, I haven't entertained a motion to recess, so go ahead.
Okay. Judge, I would like to recognize the wellness.
Dimmit County Wellness Coalition.
And they've been watering the trees and taking care of the other gardens, so I really appreciate them to take some load off of us. So I really would like to thank them for helping us out. I think it's Mr. Cayo and
Juan.
Juan and
Yes, on behalf of the Dimmit County Commissioners Court, we do want to thank you for all the work and service that you guys have provided. I'm pleased to say that we have a partnership with the Dimmit Wellness Coalition, and I think that's a great thing. I think with the garden that we've started working together, and as Commissioner said, with his fruit trees that he has, correct? I think it's awesome for our county, something new, something different, and it could not have been done without the help of you guys. I see you guys out there. Obviously, Commissioner Juan Carmona sees you out there as well, so thank you, and just know that your work does not go unnoticed. Mr. Valderas, thank you very much. Your wife and everybody that's with the Dimmit Wellness Coalition, we thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Real quick. I'll entertain a motion to recess and adjourn. Motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Any discussion? All in favor? Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you.